Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. It is a cold day with lots of snow on the ground, but that's not stopping us from bringing you this Mazda CX70 PHEV tour. Now, let's talk about the CX70 for a second. Back in 2012, Mazda just discontinued their CX7. Customers had to choose between a compact 5-passenger Mazda CX5 or a 3-row 8-passenger Mazda CX9. Now, finally in 2025, Mazda has brought back a bigger 5-passenger SUV, and that is the CX70. But it's kind of quirky, to be honest with you, because this CX70 has the same wheelbase, length, width, height, starting price, chassis as the CX90. It just doesn't have a 3rd row. So here we have a really big 5-passenger SUV with just no 3rd row option. So your CX70 is going to start around $41,000, and that includes an inline 6-cylinder. However, it is available in a PHEV, which stands for a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. That starts at $54,000. The PHEV is going to get you 26 miles of pure electric range, or 56 miles per gallon equivalent. Now, if you compare this to some other plug-in hybrid vehicles, you have the Lexus TX starting at $78,000 and the Kia Sorento plug-in hybrid starting at $48,000. So this is kind of in the middle of that mass market to luxury car with that $54,000 starting price. Okay, here I am in the driver's seat of this Mazda CX-70. And again, Mazda, you guys, it's just kind of a, let's use the word boutique brand. It's a more expensive starting price than some of your mass market cars. And with that, I can definitely tell it has some nice higher end materials. There's a lot of different design elements within the interior. Overall, it's very stylish. It also looks just like the CX90. So again, I don't really know why they deleted a 3rd row and just put a different badge on it. I find that a little quirky. We'll get more into that. Anyway, as far as my driver's comfort's concerned, like I said, great features. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, great headroom, panoramic sunroof. And as far as safety is concerned, the Mazda CX-70 is an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the highest award by the IIHS. In terms of your infotainment system, you do have a very large 12.3-inch display. I don't like Mazda's infotainment system, and I know people who have them get used to it and they love it. I just can't believe it's not a touchscreen. You have this toggle right here, which I find takes up a lot of room. This could be storage, this could be cup holders, yet instead I have to navigate this way. I find it a little clunky. I would prefer a touchscreen, or if you're gonna have this, give me both options. I find that a little weird. Also, it's just kind of lacking some storage space for me. This is a very narrow cubby that I guess is actually your wireless charger. 2 cup holders that are actually on the smaller side. I do like this design. It's kind of what I'm talking about, like the boutique high-end look. This is pretty, but then look at the center console. So we only have 2 USB-Cs. They're found in the center console, and look at how small this console is. Now, again, this is a large 5-passenger car, you guys. I mean, it's got a huge back seat, a ton of trunk space. I feel very comfortable. Now, what's interesting about the CX-70 is the CX-90 is on the smaller end of the 3-row SUV market. That makes this CX-70, remember, essentially the same car as the CX-90, on one of the larger size of the 5-passenger market. So I do think that there's a space for this. I just wish I felt like it distinguished a little bit more from the CX-90, because again, I feel like I'm paying the same price for less seats. Because when you talk about the CX-90, or if you watch one of my tours, those 3rd row seats can lay completely flat. So it just seems like if you needed the cargo space, you didn't need the seats, lay them flat, have the option. In the CX-70, I don't really know why you would ever opt for this. Okay, I want to dive into the 2nd row, right? Because this is really where I actually think the Mazda CX-70 and the CX-90 are going to do things well, and it's a nice wide bench. I was able to fit 3 car seats across, and I did it a little differently this time because I wanted to show you 3 different types of car seats. So I brought a booster seat, a convertible car seat, and an infant seat, and I installed them all across this bench. So first, I will say this is a more like slimmer fit combination. I do have this Peg Prego Viaggio booster seat. It's a very narrow booster. I have a Graco Slim Fit LX3 in the middle. Again, one of my favorite slim fit seats. And then I have a Nuna Pippa installed with latch on the other side. So all things considered, they are narrow seats. I did install them with latch, and I do think this is going to be able to fit a lot of 3 across combinations. And we also have built-in sunshades, which I like and is actually very rare to find in a 5-passenger vehicle. Now we did show you a 3 across combination that technically fits, but here's something I want you to be aware of. A lot of people think that once they enter the booster stage, 3 across gets easier. But in fact, sometimes it actually gets harder because what children in booster seats need is easy access to the buckle. If you're installing a convertible car seat, you click it in one time, you're good to go. They've got a harness. When they move to a booster, they're probably trying to buckle and unbuckle themselves. And unfortunately, the Mazda CX70, along with a bunch of other vehicles, features a recessed buckle on the outboard seats. This means the buckle doesn't move, there's not a lot of slack, and it's very difficult for kids to stick their hand on there when there's a car seat next to it. So I honestly have a lot of parents who are in the situation just opt to have their child slither in and out of the seatbelt every single time. Not ideal, and you want to make sure the seatbelt doesn't lock in between times, but desperate times. So here's a perfect example. We have a booster seat here, and look at how far down that buckle goes. Would be very hard for a child to do. Here's a shot of me in the second row of the Mazda CX70. It's comfortable, you guys. The seat is firm, it's wide, I've got good head clearance, I've got good leg room. My amenities are nice. I've got climate control, heated seats. A big gripe I have the same gripe about the Mazda CX90. That's all the ventilation we got back here, girls. That's it. Them 2 itty bitty air vents. Nothing on the pillar, nothing on the ceiling. The ventilation in this car blows. I'm just going to let you know that right now. And it also blows in the CX90. But aside from that, the space is good. All right, we're going to take a look at the trunk, and I'm warning you, she just keeps getting quirkier. Because I told you time and time again, this is a Mazda CX90, which is why we still have cup holders back here. Why do you need cup holders in your trunk, people? Because there's supposed to be a 3rd row back here. Now you may notice that this floorboard is a little bit raised, and that's because of the battery for this plug-in hybrid. So you have a ton of trunk space. I mean, look at this. It's an incredible amount of trunk space. Same as the Mazda CX-90. I don't know, you guys. It's just kind of, I'm not trying to just beat a dead horse. It's just kind of quirky. And we look at other manufacturers who try to do something similar, but they give the car a different flavor, right? We have the Atlas Cross Sport. Those cars are similar, but the Cross Sport has a different roof line. It's sportier. It's bringing something else to the table. We have the Honda Pilot, Honda Passport. The Passport is this more rugged, off-roading 5-passenger car. This is literally a copy-paste delete. They copy, pasted, deleted the 3rd row. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up this Mazda CX70 PHEV tour. Now, I do want to say I like that it's a plug-in hybrid. There are not a ton of good family-friendly PHEVs out there right now, and I think the Mazda CX70 and CX90 are checking the box for those families who are looking for an SUV with an all-electric range. So I do appreciate that. I also think the car drives great. The materials are nice. I have a couple of gripes with the infotainment system and the recessed buckles, but overall, it is a beautiful car. It does come at a little higher price point, but with that, you're getting an elevated, more plush design.